Welcome to a tour of the engine out of my 2007 Cayman S. The Cayman S would be a 987.1, and this engine is known generally as the M97 engine. Earlier cars, including Boxster, had the M96 engine. As I understand it, the architecture of this engine is similar to the engines available during this time frame for the 911. But this is a 3.4 liter engine out of my Cayman. I'm going to concentrate on trying to explain how the oil gets through the engine. But we're going to see some other things that hopefully are of interest to you as we go through. So just to get your bearings, we're obviously looking on the side of the engine. It is upside down. You can see 3 bores for 3 cylinders. As we walk around, this is the end that the transaxle would attach to, and the drive shaft, clutch, and those items would be on this end. Here's the other side. And this would be the front of the engine that's right behind your passenger seat or your driver's seat. The front of the engine where the various things like the water pump, oil pump, alternator, those items, the serpentine belts are attached. But we're going to concentrate on the oiling of the engine. Once again, remember this engine is upside down. So you are looking at normally what is the bottom of the engine, and this is the flat plate that covers the oil sump. This lifts straight off. If we lay it to the side here, we'll see that it has a baffle arrangement with little flappy doors that allow oil to come in to this central area, but not get out so easily. Inside is the sump. So the most obvious part would be this right here, which is the oil pickup tube. It's got a mesh screen, and it comes around and attaches to the block right here. The sump actually has a V shape, and a perimeter that's sealed with sealant. These I've heard referred to as scavenge tubes, and we'll come back to them later, but there's a scavenge tube here, and there's a scavenge tube here. Most interesting in this shot, this cylinder that's sticking up is the bottom end of the tube that senses what the oil level is in the engine. We'll do a close-up of it later when we get it out on the bench, but roughly speaking, if I understand how this works, the oil level, I believe this spot is a lower oil level, and then right in here is a high oil level. So if that is the case, and again, that's my working assumption, then when this area is full of oil, the oil fills up this volume in here. But that level on the outside of the case would be about right there. And most importantly, that we will come to a little later, is your crankshaft is way up here vertically above it. So unlike, say, my 944 engines and a lot of engines, the crankshaft is not in the oil directly splashing it around. There's 2 big openings right here, and this is where the bulk of the oil returns back into the sump. Something I wanted to point out was the oil pickup tube. And I was looking at it, it seems like it's just a little bit above flush to the flange for the plate. And then when I looked over here at the plate, I went, wow, that thing is tight. It actually compresses. And I believe that these little feet, I'll show you in just a second, bear on the bottom of the sump, and all the oil comes in through these passageways. It's kind of an impossible thing to see, but I'm pretty sure the pickup tube literally bears on that metal ring there. Get it the right way around. Of the sump plate. So the bottom line is, that, as you would expect, the oil pickup tube is just as low as possible in the sump of the engine. Okay, we're going to continue our tour. I've split the two case halves apart and laid them down. And this is going to be a short one. I just want to show you that where the oil pickup tube enters the case, I walk around here on the end and shine my light. You can find that passageway, and that passageway comes out on the end of the block right here. In world oil passageways, you can see the area of that passageway is much bigger than the area of the tube, which the tube is the smallest part, for what that's worth.